You might want to think twice. Behind the seemingly high-quality appearance, some Kirkland products hide health risks, from harmful additives and questionable sourcing to less than transparent production processes. This video will expose 10 Kirkland items you should avoid at all costs. Like the video and subscribe to the channel right now. Comment the number 1 if you've ever been tricked by a Kirkland item that looked great but ended up being a letdown. 1. Kirkland Bacon. Bacon has long been a favorite for many, especially in a classic American breakfast. The irresistible aroma, crispy fat, and rich savory flavor make it hard to resist. When you spot a pack of Kirkland bacon at Costco, priced attractively and packaged in bulk, it's easy to toss it into your cart without a second thought. But the truth behind those glossy slices might make you reconsider. First, let's talk about an ingredient many consumers overlook: sodium nitrite. This preservative is used to maintain color and extend shelf life in bacon, sausages, and other processed meats. The problem? When heated at high temperatures, sodium nitrite can transform into nitrosamines, compounds that multiple studies have linked to an increased risk of cancer. Your seemingly harmless morning bacon habit could, over the years, contribute to serious digestive and cardiovascular health issues. That's not all. Kirkland bacon also contains sodium ascorbate and sodium phosphate, additives that help retain moisture and stabilize the meat's texture. However, regularly consuming these chemicals has been associated with negative effects on the nervous system and heart, especially for those with a history of heart disease or high blood pressure. Just a single breakfast serving of a few bacon slices can pack over 700 milligrams of sodium, nearly a third of the daily recommended limit. Beyond health concerns, the ethical and environmental aspects of bacon production are worth noting. Much of the meat used for bulk bacon, like Kirkland's, comes from industrial farms where pigs are raised in cramped conditions, often given antibiotics and growth-enhancing feed to speed up production. This not only lowers meat quality but also puts significant pressure on the environment through greenhouse gas emissions, water pollution, and improperly managed livestock waste. 2. Kirkland Tuxedo Cake. At first glance, the Kirkland Tuxedo Cake is a showstopper. Its glossy chocolate coating, silky mousse, and perfectly layered cake make you want to grab a slice right away. With a price tag that feels like a steal for such a premium look, many shoppers pick it up for parties or just to indulge. But let's dig deeper. The Tuxedo Cake is loaded with high levels of sugar and saturated fat. A single small slice contains over 400 calories, enough to account for a quarter of the daily recommended calorie intake for someone trying to maintain their weight. The refined sugar in the cake can also cause rapid blood sugar spikes, which is especially risky for people with diabetes or metabolic syndrome. Plus, that addictive sweet craving after one slice often makes it hard to stop at just one. Another red flag is the long list of additives. To maintain its smooth texture, prevent melting, and keep it looking picture perfect, the cake's cream often includes stabilizers like carrageenan. Additionally, the chocolate coating and flavoring or coloring agents may come from synthetic sources, some of which have been linked to hyperactivity in children. The issue? Many assume that because it's sold at Costco, known for strict standards and great value, the cake must be a safe choice. But not every Kirkland product is as wholesome as it seems. So, if you love sweet desserts, why not try making a cake at home with purer ingredients? Use real cocoa, additive-free cream, and moderate sugar for a treat that's both delicious and better for your body. Or, at the very least, treat the Tuxedo Cake as a special occasion dessert, reserved for truly special moments. 3. Organic animal crackers. Kirkland's organic animal crackers seem like the perfect snack for kids. Their cute shapes, mild flavor, and organic label create a sense of trust for parents. But if you're relying on that organic tag to assume these are healthy, you might be missing some concerning details hidden behind the friendly packaging. For starters, even though they're organic, the main ingredients are still refined flour, sugar, and vegetable oil. The sugar used is often cane invert syrup, a processed form that's quickly absorbed, causing blood sugar spikes. For young kids with developing digestive systems and limited ability to regulate blood sugar, regularly eating these seemingly harmless crackers could increase the risk of obesity, metabolic disorders, or early sugar addiction. Palm oil is another key ingredient to watch. Even if it's organic, palm oil is high in saturated fat and contributes to an imbalance in the modern diet's omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Over time, this imbalance can promote chronic inflammation, affecting the heart, immune system, and even brain function. Plus, the palm oil industry is often criticized for driving deforestation in tropical regions. Beyond that, these crackers can encourage mindless snacking. Their fun shapes and addictive sweetness make it easy to keep eating without noticing how many calories you're consuming. So, if you're looking for a safe snack for your kids, always read the ingredient list carefully. Organic doesn't always mean healthy. Sometimes, what you think is nurturing could quietly foster unhealthy eating habits. Smart choices come from being informed and thoughtful, not just trusting cute shapes or big brand names when picking food for your family. 4. Kirkland Albacore Tuna. Kirkland's canned albacore tuna, with its neat packaging, convenience, high protein, and low fat, often feels like the perfect clean-eating choice for health-conscious shoppers. But if you dig deeper into its sourcing and ethical concerns, you might think twice before stocking your pantry with these cans. First, let's talk about the fish itself. Albacore tuna, used in this product, tends to accumulate more mercury than smaller tuna species. This is due to their position in the ocean food chain and longer lifespan, which leads to higher levels of heavy metals in their bodies. While manufacturers follow testing protocols, regularly eating albacore tuna can pose neurological risks, especially for pregnant women and children, who are most vulnerable to mercury toxicity. The second major issue is sourcing. Environmental organizations like Greenpeace have flagged Kirkland's tuna for low scores in sustainability and supply chain transparency. Part of the problem lies in the fishing methods, which often involve ships that use environmentally unfriendly practices or are linked to allegations of labor abuses offshore, where workers face poor conditions and lack basic rights. On top of that, some consumers report inconsistent quality between cans. Some contain dry, stringy fish, while others are mushy and waterlogged, making for a disappointing eating experience. This suggests uneven quality control in the production process, forcing consumers to roll the dice every time they open a can. For a product marketed as protein-packed and nutritious, such inconsistencies are hard to justify. 5. Frozen chicken breast. Kirkland's frozen chicken breast is often seen as an ideal choice for those seeking high-quality protein on a budget. With its tidy packaging, easy storage, and competitive price, it's a go-to for anyone pursuing a healthy lifestyle. But if you only focus on the surface-level packaging and basic nutrition facts, you might be missing some concerning details behind those seemingly harmless white meat cuts. First, let's address the meat's quality. Many consumers have complained about Kirkland chicken breasts having a woody or rubbery texture, sometimes tough and dry even after cooking. This isn't random, it's a clear sign of woody breast, a condition caused by chickens being bred to grow unnaturally fast to maximize output. When growth is rushed, the muscle fibers in the breast don't develop evenly, leading to a fibrous texture and lower meat quality. This raises questions not only about flavor and texture, but also about animal welfare and ethical food production. That's not all. To keep the meat plump, manufacturers often inject it with a saline solution, a technique called brining. While not against regulations, this quietly boosts the sodium content in your meal without clear, prominent labeling. For those monitoring blood pressure or following a low-sodium diet, this can be a hidden risk. Just a few pieces of chicken a day could push you past the recommended sodium limit without you realizing it. Additionally, the mass production process and feed sources raise concerns. Chickens in industrial farms are often fed genetically modified, GMO feed, and may be given antibiotics during rearing. This worries many consumers about potential antibiotic residues in food and the growing issue of antibiotic resistance in communities. Regularly eating meat with unclear origins can create a cycle of negative impacts on your family's eating habits and long-term health. 6. Organic lemonade. Kirkland's organic lemonade looks like the perfect summer drink. With its bold organic label and refreshing sweet tart flavor, it's easy to believe you're choosing a healthy, beneficial beverage. But the truth isn't always splashed across the bottle. It's tucked away in the ingredient list, where the numbers tell a very different story. A single 240 milliliter glass of this lemonade contains 32 grams of sugar, with 29 grams being added sugar. To put that in perspective, that's nearly 2 full tablespoons, exceeding the daily sugar limit recommended by the American Heart Association for women and children. If you drink 2 glasses during a hot lunch, you've consumed double the sugar you should have in a day, all from a healthy lemonade. Many assume that organic equals good for you, but organic sugar is still sugar. Once in your body, it spikes blood sugar, stresses the pancreas, and, with regular consumption, can lead to a cascade of issues: weight gain, belly fat, diabetes risk, tooth decay, and even metabolic disorders. The organic label doesn't erase the product's true nature. It's essentially a sugary drink disguised as healthy. Moreover, drinking this lemonade regularly can desensitize your taste buds to high sweetness levels. This can dull your ability to enjoy the natural flavors of fruit, leading you or your kids to crave sweeter foods over time and fostering unhealthy eating habits in the long run. This is especially concerning for families with young children, as early taste preferences can shape health outcomes for years to come. 7. Enchilada Bake. The Kirkland Enchilada Bake looks incredibly tempting, especially for those seeking a quick, convenient meal after a long, tiring day. A large tray packed with sauce, cheese, meat, and pre-wrapped tortillas. Just pop it in the oven, and it seems like the perfect family dinner solution. But beneath the melted cheese and rich sauce lies a series of issues that should make you think twice before bringing this product into your kitchen. First, let's talk about the ingredients. Many would be surprised to find controversial components like refined oils, synthetic preservatives, and even high fructose corn syrup, a type of sugar linked to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. The use of additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, can also trigger discomfort in sensitive individuals, causing headaches, nausea, or a slight dizzy feeling after eating. With each serving often exceeding 600 calories, this enchilada bake is far from light. Plus, the high sodium content in each portion directly impacts those monitoring blood pressure or dealing with kidney issues. On top of that, the chicken used in the enchilada bake is typically highly processed, mass-produced, and stored for long periods. This raises concerns about meat quality, freshness, and potential antibiotic residues from industrial farming practices. Many consumers have reported that the chicken in Kirkland's enchilada bake tastes dry, tough, or even stringy, lacking the natural sweetness of fresh meat. That said, there's no denying the convenience of the enchilada bake, especially on days when cooking from scratch isn't an option. But instead of relying on pre-made trays, why not try a healthier homemade version? In just 30 minutes, you can whip up a nutritious enchilada with whole grain tortillas, fresh chicken, beans, vegetables, and a low-sodium homemade tomato sauce, tailored to your family's tastes, free of preservatives, and truly wholesome. 8. Peanut butter-filled pretzel nuggets. Kirkland's peanut butter-filled pretzel nuggets sound like a dream snack. The crisp, salty pretzel shell hugging a rich, creamy peanut butter filling is undeniably crave-worthy. It's no wonder this snack is a favorite for kids and adults alike. But behind that satisfying crunch lies an ingredient list that might make you hesitate before tossing another bag into your cart. Let's start with the peanut butter filling. It seems simple and wholesome, but it often contains additives like mono and diglycerides, emulsifiers derived from hydrogenated oils that may carry traces of trans fats. While trans fats are largely banned in the US, they can sneak into your diet through these intermediary ingredients. As we know, trans fats are closely linked to increased bad cholesterol, LDL, reduced good cholesterol, HDL, and higher risks of heart disease, diabetes, and chronic inflammation. Next, the pretzel shell. To achieve that crisp texture and appealing color, it's typically made from refined flour, stripped of nearly all natural fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Add to that a significant amount of sodium, which is a concern for anyone watching their blood pressure or trying to cut back on salt. What's misleading is the protein from peanuts. Yes, peanut butter contains protein, but each tiny pretzel nugget delivers only a fraction of protein compared to the carbs and fats you're consuming. This makes the snack far less nutritionally balanced than many assume. If you munch mindlessly, you could easily rack up hundreds of calories and a slew of additives without realizing it. 9. Jumbo muffins. Kirkland's jumbo muffins have long been a favorite for sweet-toothed shoppers. With their enticing cracked tops dusted with sugar, soft interiors, and rich flavors like chocolate, vanilla, or blueberry, these muffins can stop anyone in their tracks at Costco's bakery aisle. But behind their allure is a reality you should know, one that might make you think twice before grabbing a 12-pack. The first concern is their oversized portions. Each Kirkland muffin can pack 600 to 700 calories. Unlike a balanced meal with greens, protein, and healthy fats, these muffins load your body with refined carbs, sugar, and saturated fats. The ingredient list isn't simple either. The flour is mostly refined, stripped of the nutrient-rich bran and germ. The sugar content is 3 to 4 times higher than what's ideal for a healthy meal, and the muffins include vegetable oils, emulsifiers, artificial flavors, and preservatives to keep them soft, colorful, and fragrant. This means each muffin isn't just big, it's packed with elements your body struggles to process after eating. This is especially concerning if you eat muffins for breakfast. Starting your day with such a high dose of sugar and carbs can spike insulin levels, leaving you tired, sluggish, or hungry again just hours later. Psychologically, the jumbo size creates a false sense that one is enough. But their deliciousness often tempts you to reach for a second or nibble throughout the day, making portion control tricky, especially for kids or those on a weight loss plan. If you love muffins, here's a heartfelt tip. Try baking them at home. With oats, ripe bananas, eggs, and unsweetened yogurt, you can create delicious, low-sugar, low-fat muffins that are just as tempting. Use fruit for sweetness, egg yolks for softness, and almond or oat flour for texture. 10. Butter croissants. Kirkland's butter croissants, with their golden flaky layers, light crispiness, and rich buttery aroma, have long been a standout on Costco's bakery shelves. Just walking by, that indulgent scent is enough to make you pause and think, grabbing a pack for breakfast sounds nice. But if you're watching your heart health, weight, or daily nutrition, these croissants aren't as harmless as they seem. Let's start with a key point. Most industrially made croissants today, including Kirkland's, aren't crafted with pure butter like traditional French recipes. Instead, many manufacturers use a mix of margarine, shortening, and processed vegetable oils to achieve that rich flavor and airy texture. These fats are often high in saturated fats and may even contain traces of trans fats, which are linked to heart disease, increased bad cholesterol, and weakened blood vessel health. That's not all. The flour used in these croissants is mostly refined, stripped of the nutrient-rich bran and germ that provide fiber, B vitamins, and minerals. This leaves you with a simple carbohydrate that quickly turns into sugar in your body, spiking blood glucose levels. The fullness from a croissant fades fast, often leaving you hungry again soon after, which can lead to extra snacking or consuming more calories than needed. Each croissant's calorie count isn't small either, ranging from 250 to 350 calories, and potentially more if stuffed with cheese, ham, or chocolate. For many, eating 2 or 3 in one sitting feels light, but that light breakfast could easily top 800 calories with minimal real nutrition. On top of that, industrial croissants often include preservatives, stabilizers, and artificial flavors to keep them soft, fragrant, and visually appealing for longer. These additives can irritate sensitive digestive systems or clash with a clean eating diet. If you love croissants but want to stay healthy, consider buying from artisanal bakeries that use real butter or try making them at home. Using quality ingredients, cutting back on sugar, and controlling portions lets you enjoy the flavor while feeling good about the nutrition. Alternatively, save croissants for special occasions rather than making them a daily staple. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated with more valuable consumer warnings.